The phone buzzed on the kitchen counter, its screen cutting through the dim evening light like a lighthouse. I froze, fork halfway to my mouth, as the notification from Sarah flashed. Helping Dad. My stomach knotted, not from hunger, but from the sudden, inexplicable weight of those two words. Her father sat across from me, weathered hands wrapped around a beer, laughing about the time he'd nearly capsized his boat over a monster fish. I stared at the text, heart-thudding, drowning out his chuckle. Sarah wasn't with him. She was somewhere else, with someone else, and the lie burned in my chest like acid. The kitchen smelled of roasted garlic, and the steak Dad insisted on grilling, its charred edges still whispering sizzles on the plate. His voice, warm and gravelly, filled the room as he spun another story, oblivious to the storm inside me. I forced a smile, nodding while my mind raced. Sarah's text was time-stamped 6:47 p.m. It was 7:12 now. She'd sent it casually, as if it meant nothing, as if I wouldn't be sitting here with her father, the man she claimed to be helping. My thumb hovered over my phone, itching to reply, to demand answers. But I didn't. Not yet. I needed to think, to stitch together the pieces of doubt that had been accumulating for weeks. Sarah had grown distant. Her laughter came less often, her eyes darting away when I asked about her day. I chalked it up to stress. Her law firm was relentless, long nights poring over case files. Or so she said. There was that night last month, returning home at 2 a.m., blouse wrinkled, perfume faintly overlaid with something musky and unfamiliar. Lost track of time, she mumbled, slipping into bed without meeting my gaze. I believed her, because I wanted to, because love blinds you, or maybe just makes you foolish. Dad's voice snapped me back. You okay, Nate? You look pale. His gray eyes narrowed. Concern etched deeper into his face. I chewed the steak, suddenly tasteless, like cardboard. Yeah, just work stuff. I lied, steady despite the tremor in my hands. He nodded, accepting it, taking another swig of beer. I envied his ignorance, the simple ease of not knowing that a single text could unravel your life. I excused myself, mumbling about needing air, and stepped onto the back porch. The night was cool, sharp with pine from the woods beyond our yard. Stars hung indifferent to the chaos in my chest. I opened Sarah's text again, rereading it, hoping the words might reshape themselves into something less damning. Helping Dad. Simple, innocent, yet it was a crack in the foundation of us, and I felt the whole structure tremble. I thought back to the little things, the locked phone, missed dinners, mysterious girls' nights. I'd rationalize it all, calling myself paranoid. Marriage was about trust. But trust is fragile. Hers felt like a house of cards in storm. I'd dial her number. 1 ring, 2 rings, then voicemail. Her bright, warm voice invited me to leave a message. I hung up, throat tight. I texted instead. How's it going with your dad? Simple, non-accusatory. A test. The reply came almost instantly. Fine, just running some errands for him. Be home late. My grip tightened on the phone. Errands? At 7:30 p.m., with the father she claimed to be helping, who was now inside asking for another slice of pie. I stepped back inside, the warmth of the house suffocating. Dad sat at the table, plate nearly clean. Sarah's helping you tonight, huh? I said, keeping my tone light. His brow furrowed, and he set down his fork. Helping me? No, haven't seen her since last weekend. She called to check in, but that's it. His words hit like a punch to the stomach. I nodded, forcing a laugh. Must have mixed up her plans, I said, voice cracking. He looked at me like he knew something was wrong. The rest of dinner blurred. I cleared plates, the clatter too loud in my ears, and said goodbye to Dad, promising to call soon. Alone in the kitchen, I poured a whiskey. The amber liquid caught the light, but I didn't drink. I just stared, letting the burn of betrayal settle into my bones. I needed answers, but I feared them. What if it wasn't just a lie? What if it was worse? I drove to her office. City lights streaked past like gilt on the windshield. The law firm loomed ahead, all glass and steel, cold and unyielding. Her car wasn't there. 8:15 p.m. No one worked this late, not even Sarah. I called again. Voicemail. My mind spiraled into possibilities, each darker than the last. A co-worker, a client, someone I didn't even know. The thought of her with someone else, laughing, touching, giving pieces of herself that were mine, made my vision blur with rage and grief. I drove to Lisa's house next, the friend she mentioned for girls' nights. Dark, empty driveway. My hands shook on the wheel, leather creaking under my fingers. Then I remembered the hotel receipt in her coat pocket from 2 weeks ago, $1,129 for a night at the Marriott downtown. She'd said it was for a client. I hadn't questioned it. I hadn't wanted to. The Marriott's lobby gleamed with marble and soft jazz, the kind of place that hides secrets. Heart pounding, I approached the front desk. "I'm looking for my wife, Sarah Bennett," I said, voice hoarse. The clerk, a young woman with a tight smile, typed, "I'm sorry, sir. No one by that name is checked in." I showed a photo on my phone. Sarah, smiling the way she used to light up my world. Recognition flickered in the clerk's eyes, then pity. I can't give out guest information, but she might be in the bar. The bar was dim, thick with bourbon and perfume. I saw her before she saw me. Sarah sat in a corner booth, hand resting on a man's arm. Older, polished, crisp suit, smiled too familiar. She laughed, tilting her head back just like she used to with me. The world shifted. I froze, heart raw and bleeding. She looked up, our eyes met. Her face drained, laughter dying midair. "Nate," she whispered, rising, hands fluttering like trapped birds. The man glanced between us, unreadable. "It's not what you think," she said, voice trembling. But the lie was hollow. We both knew it. I turned and walked out, her voice calling after me, fading into the night. The truth was worse than I feared. She wasn't just cheating. She was planning to leave, and the man in the booth was helping her pack our life.